Namaskar, good morning from North America, and good evening to all my community members back home in India. I welcome you all once again to the episode 8 of the Homeland podcast, season 1. And today I have with me yet another guest, a very special guest, Dr. Anil Kaul from US. Welcome, sir, to the show.
Namaskar, Himalay.
Let me briefly introduce Dr. Anil Ji was born and brought up in Kashmir. He did his early education from Bisco School and then SP College in Srinagar. For his professional education, he went to multiple cities like Madras, Lucknow, and then ultimately went to Minnesota in US. He has also served in public health sector for more than 30 years. That's quite a long time. He has established and directs graduate program in global health at Oklahoma State University. He was also recognized by Oklahoma State for his contribution in response to the COVID-19 pandemic that we just had, and that's actually a very great achievement, sir. He was also he has also served as senior public health advisor to US Department of State in Iraq. He is also recipient of Lifetime Achievement Award at Hyderabad and similar great awards, and one of the awards he has received from Hillary Clinton herself. And there are so many feathers in the hat, and he has also published more than 80 scientific papers and has 5 US patents. The list is quite long, so this was just his one of like a little brief introduction. And I welcome you once again, sir, to my show. It's absolutely a delight to have you here. Bumarashu Sisan, I want to ask you first question. I want to start from your childhood and your early days in Kashmir. How do you remember all those days and the build up to 1990?
Bumara, I was born and brought up in Srinagar itself. And initial schooling I did in Presentation Convent, that is Puisvitai Parnavan. The Patmara goes Bisco schools, Setpi Patosmo, Pat Bisco schools. And then I did my matric or Bisco pattern, then I did my PUC from PUC and first year from SP College. And then, as you know, the situation was such that even though I had the merit, I was not given admission in the medical school in Srinagar. So I took admission JME. So since my father is also a professor in medical field also, so he did not want me to study in Jammu. Jammu college, no shuru go. So I got an admission into Madras Medical College. So medicine to Madras was it. In a way, it was good because I got exposed to different side of India. That we put it this way.
And which year it was in Madras?
Madras Mara goes by 78, I suppose.
78.
1978, I went to Madras. Patmara, because my family, my father, my grandfather, all have been in the dental field.
Right.
My father was a maxillofacial surgeon. So I wanted to follow his field. So I was like, medicine, got to Patkar dentistry.
Right.
So I went to Lucknow, King George Medical College, that for my dentistry. By the time I got dentistry, that 86, 87 was. Kashir had in halat, that's when I got. So, but in the meantime, I could join State Public Service Commission. I joined as assistant surgeon. मैं posting कुछ जाए was director से attached. वो सुबह के साथ आता था जिसमें क्या कर रही है वहाँ और आज पगाई कल के थी मैं उससे पोस्टिंग आसान किया.
Right.
But हुतो उसमें मद्रास ट्रेनिंग कर उस यथान के मतलब कि प्रैक्टिस कर मतलब ना लोकल ट्रीटमेंट करो तथ उस मौका वौका मिला के सो बस फ्रस्ट्रेटेड तो गोस बह लखनऊ कर मे डेंटिस्ट्री तत डेंटिस्ट्री मकलो मारा तो तत गो मे गई तो तत 89 गो शुरू हालत गई खराब है गसन सो मोन वापस गसन बाय 91 वाज इम्पॉसिबल क्या मेन पेरेंट्स या ब्रदर सिस्टर तम तो पे न्योरन सो तम पत मारा 91 I was in Lucknow only तो लखनऊ मज मारा तिमन दोन गयो इलेक्शन तो तत बीजेपी कलराज सिंह कल्याण सिंह कलराज मिश्र एंड कल्याण सिंह तम बीजेपी करता धरता तिमन दोन सो तिमो तत वुच मे हालत ये फ्यूचर क्या सो मे मारा पुस मादरी पुस वन रोजो लखनऊ मज या दिल्ली मज तो तम वोन अगर न मज तो मे कह फर्क पेवान ग अमेरिका गस योत मौका hello
Right.
yeah तम पता I left for US 2000 पे के आगज पेपर छपे में लखनऊ मज so based on that I went to US तत मारा मीज द ओनली मैक्सलोफेशियल उसमें शौक कर शुरू ताक्षस पे
अच्छा
क्या हालात गई थी तो मतलब सो तत मारा मीज में गोस यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ टेक्सास तत मिसेज इम्यूनॉलजिस्ट ऑलरेडी इंस्टीट्यूट पे इम्यूनॉलजी मज ट्रेनिंग कर गई दशवे टेक्सास तत मीज तमिस फेलोशिप तो मे मीज तो ओनली सीट विच वाज अवेलेबल वाज इन गायनेकोलॉजी मज
right
सो कत डेंटिस्ट्री तो कत मैक्सलोफेशियल सर्जरी तो कत गायनेकोलॉजी सो यह गसान सोरी ठीक ही आसान सो मे कर तथ मज ट्रेनिंग तो 94 बह पे टेक्सास मज
Texas right
टेक्सास पे गोस पे मिनेसोटा फैकल्टी अपॉइंट यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ मिनेसोटा मज बनो असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर तत 8 वर्यन तथ मज गो मे इंटरेस्ट पब्लिक हेल्थस मज
right
सो तम पे गोस बह पे 2003 मज I went to Oklahoma
okay
University of Oklahoma मज I was appointed as associate professor to director for women's health कर मे join तत 2007 मज मारा मेन मिसेस Oklahoma State University which is a other university तत दोशवे
right
public universities
right
so तत so मे कर सो university join पे so both of us since then 2007 पे तत
okay right
मंज मारा गई तत स्टेट डिपार्टमेंट यसान कंसे मैटरनल चाइल्ड हेल्थ एक्सपर्ट गोस तिमन इराक खतर एडवाइजर so they asked me if I could help मे तो फर्क पे वो अगर हेल्प गस so
how long you served there in Iraq
I served from 2009 to 2010
अच्छा 2009 and 10
almost 3 थुस बह तत on the ground but during that time तत आर्मी हंद जनरल तम इंचार्ज तत जनरल पेट्रियस तत तिमन दोन
right
तो तम वो मे वो अगर यहां कम कर तो सो आई जॉइंड विद देम मे दिक ऑनररी रैंक आर्मी मज
right
O6 वन तथ ना कर्नल रैंक सो तम मिल मे रचना फायदे कि आई कुड
wonderful
मूव अराउंड सो आई कुड मूव अराउंड तो मूव अराउंड कर गो मे कि आई कुड डू सम थिंग्स कम कोलैबोरेशन क्या कम कर तत तो सह वन चलान वन तुस बह क्या ऑलरेडी अथ वरियस मज गोस बह 3 लट इराक सो मोस्टली कुर्दिस्तान एरियास मज नॉर्दर्न इराक अरबील बसरा तो गोस अक सो दैट वर्क इज स्टिल कंटिन्यूइंग
right
बट दैट इज पे 2010 मज गो तत US आर्मी द्राय
right
तो तम गो रचना सिक्योरिटी सिचुएशन दे टोल्ड मी वन हेक ज्यादा फिर क्या सिक्योरिटी
not good yeah
So I left. So I came back to my university and then पता university सी तो मगर मज Iraq गसान Afghanistan to go secretary I went to Bagram But तति आव नहٕ ज़्यादा काम करने कह, so I did not pursue that. और तन पे छुस बह I am in Oklahoma only, and bह छुस तति कर मे पत्ते अख lab शुरू, which was modern technology use करान for diagnostic purposes.
In
पत्ते थी
Afghan.
COVID, यूनिवर्सिटी मज़े पत्ते
अच्छा,
थी COVID गौ तम वक्त गौ तति ओस लैब कह हेके कर.
right.
So गवर्नर वोन कि ये कुछ टेस्ट कर, तो मेन यूनिवर्सिटी प्रेसिडेंट वोन अख नफर सह मा हेके कर. So बह बनोस इंचार्ज ना ओक्लाहोमास मज कोविड टेस्टिंग खतर.
Right.
दोन डायन वन कर मे सह काम, तो बट इट वाज गुड एक्सपीरियंस. तो वन छुस बह ना Parnanas कुन बे वापस गोमुत, so I'm not in charge for any COVID testing anymore. ये माना nutshell was my story.
Thank you so much for narrating that. I want to take you back to Kurushat and Namath. I think you were in Lucknow, right? You were.
Anna,
Uh,
that's right.
so used to phase those from 86 to 90. So how frequently would you go back to Kashmir?
One more na 86. मैं कर medicine graduation 86 months. 86 months I joined as assistant surgeon.
Right.
So बस कशीरी, मगर ये मैं वना मतलब आज छुट्टी वह कत आज वन वन नव हफ्त. मे वो फादर वोन सा गर बिह मतलब ना गे पी डॉक्टरी तो मुश्ती. मे तसो ती मे वो मुफ्त मज तनख्वाह खोन. सह बो मे ठीक, मे वो तो बेहतर बे सो गोस लखनऊ पे तथ मज डेंटिस्ट्री कर खतर. सो मगर यवान मतलब रतस मज तो मतलब 2 रेत चक्कर मारने, बिकॉज पेरेंट्स रोजान श्रीनगर रोजान.
तो यम ग्राउंडस पे तोताय मतलब टिल 1990 हालात इस नमतस मज या तम ब्रोट 2-3 वरी ब्रोट दैट इट वाज बिल्डिंग अप. What are your memories? So, what you remember those experiences that build up to 1990 in your.
No, I think that there was this undercurrent. मतलब वो हमेशा आसान है undercurrent मतलब, but so openly was near on. So openly that was not happening. But पता was मतलब Justice Neil Ganju या मतलब those things happened. It was a eye opener कि मतलब ये अगर यमन सिद्ध गए तो कैसे
Right.
So particularly being in medical field, it is a very tricky situation because I pata मतलब a few friends in local so काफी close friendship was.
Right.
तिम वना मे मतलब है सामान सारान एम्बुलेंस मज या हॉस्टल स्किम्स मज शेर कश्मीर इंस्टीट्यूटस मज हॉस्टल ये नंबर कमर तथ मन सारी मीटिंग गसान तथि. मे तस बसान खबर क्या बकवास करान, मगर दैट वाज अ फैक्ट.
Right.
मतलब ना गरस मज नफर काम करने सह बागवान. सह वन ट्रेनिंग दिन क्या पता तिस ट्रेनिंग बस वन खबर क्या बकवास करान. But those things were happening, and then all of a sudden everything say Jawahar Rozan to मतलब Mahjur Bridge. I don't know whether you are aware of this. Mahjur Bridge was flood channel पर एक दो लोग तक नार रात की तरह. It was deliberately burnt.
Right.
So yeah, कहीं रात को दीवान चलाना मतलब those things we take it lightly, I says, because we were quite used to it.
Right.
But then things luckily when Kunu January I was not there.
You were not
So
there.
I have not witnessed firsthand.
Absolutely.
So my father and my mother, they had gone to Delhi to attend a conference. Timon was basically, to be honest with you, Timon was briefcase accident.
Acha.
Tampat gane वापसी थी.
Sadly, yes.
For almost 20 years. So those are the memories I have.
I want to talk about your father a little more in detail. I have come to know, from the seniors, this thing ki used to him, Pitaji is, he was a great Kashmiri Pandit socio-political leader, Mr. Amarnath, and he was Mr. Avatar Krishan, Dr. Avatar Krishan Kaul Sahab, and he was he was dentist, he was a philanthropist, he was a community activist, and I was not. I came to know that he has also served some time behind the bars. Yamsat Timo, Bakshi Ghulam Mohammed Sund. He was involved in active community activism, and he was put by Bakshi Ghulam Mohammed in imprisonment. So क्या so तो मतलब when तो थोड़ा बहुत so क्या what was it all about?
I have I have heard about these things, but I am not very familiar. What I have heard from him was he was studying in metric, I suppose. तो why sometimes they say na badli us gamal so तुम time be छाना तो मगर रोटो किए तो but I know this much for sure that he was metric as was 10th class as was your age is probably 15 year या शुरा so that was the age when he was in the jail.
Yes.
So I think that must have been around I don't know exactly when, but 1948, yeah, 49, something like that. But again,
Was he also involved in this Parmeshwari education? Yeah, you said.
no, matlab, Parmeshwari Regiment was almost all Bhatas were involved in it. Matlab,
Yes.
let us be honest about it. Matlab, directly, indirectly, matlab, it was. I have some very vivid memories of that. Matlab, Thal is why, Sheikh is why, those kinds of things. I still remember it because Bosus Zatar Matamal Rozan, which they lived in Banamola.
Right.
So I'm very familiar with those kinds of things. Satyagraha is crying 5 नफर जमा करना सब section 144 break करने खत्म instead of 4 5 नफर जमा कर साथ तो मतलब पुलिस में arrest कर दी.
Right.
So those things I remember very well. But directly being involved, I'm not aware of that.
It's so heartening to know that you are continuing that great legacy. I also came to know कि जो आपके father थे, he was also he would also contribute through his pen, and he was associated with Amarnath Ganju Sahab, Daya Krishan Babu, Chunilal Kaul, and Dr. Agni Shekhar. And I came to know कि fortnightly was English that was now the Abhinav Gupta. Yatmas he would always contribute. You remember anything about that?
I have absolutely probably I was too young. Yeah, but I know for sure that he was it was Laldat school was Badiyar. He was a trustee of that. Then he also one of my not only my father but grandfather also they were sponsoring some debate tournaments even at Kendriya Vidyalaya Central School.
Right.
In name of my grandmother, they started a debate tournament, Meenavati Memorial tournament. So those kinds of things I remember. My father was also associated with Gandhi College for some time. In the behind, he was advisor or something like that, but nothing more than that.
Right. Anilji, Panun Kashmir use the senior leadership timchi bana ki use Godnuk Panun Kashmir seminar go national seminar that happened in Lucknow, and you had organized that outside Jammu for the first time in Lucknow. भाई थोड़ा सा वहीं तो असनी तो take us back into 1992 कि भाई कित पड़ो सो type साथ organize करमोत, and what was that passion and so sentiment about the community?
Well, I think Akshis was rather shocking. I just इंडियू जनरल पॉपुलेशन एजुकेटेड यमन पता मतलब खास कर बहुत मेडिकल कॉलेजेस में पता कि मतलब इन परमित दिखमित दू कि मन पता कश्मीर में क्या गसान
राइट
इट सो हैपेंड वन ऑफ माय क्लोज फ्रेंड्स वाज मेरिस कमरा सहित रोजान ते वोन मे खानदर कर आई एम गेटिंग मैरिड तो मे कश्मीर गसन
राइट
ये सबना 91 इच का थे वक्त ना पीकस पट
एब्सोल्युटली
मेरमस अद गास तो तचे हालत खराब वन्ना ना सु पाकिस्तान कश्मीर में हालत खराब इंडियन कश्मीर में क्या ते ठीक सोरे मे वोनमस मजाकस मज वो मे मानि घर कुंज तो गस रोज तथ
राइट
अमन्यू सीरियसली वो ना तो क्या पनी जाए सोच में ये कॉमन इंडियन पता मज क्या हालत तो गवर्नमेंट क्या करे गवर्नमेंट इज नॉट वरीड अबाउट इट प्रेशर सो मे मरा कर I met with some local patient में actually सोस मीडियास में सोस हिंदी अखबारस में तमोन वन मे तुहज कथ बूज मे मगर तुम ना ये तुम प्रेस नोट दिवान दोहे प्रेस नोट तो तम सु चलान कह मे करो क्या वो तुम करो या करो ऑर्गेनाइज कॉन्फ्रेंस या करो तुम मीडिया सत पॉजिटिव इंटरेक्शन
करेक्ट
सो अस वना कर तिमन दोन आई वाज नॉट अवेयर ऑफ पन कश्मीर बट मे रिलेशन डॉक्टर काक दिल्ली मज तिमो मारा सूज में मैसेज के है इस पर डॉक्टर अग्निशेखर आई हैड नॉट मेट हिम सो डॉक्टर अग्निशेखर ये लखनऊ तो तुम मिल सो आई मेट हिम सो अस वना कर करो कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑर्गेनाइज मरा ऑल इंडिया कश्मीरी यूथ कॉन्फ्रेंस कर ग्रुप लखनऊ मज सीनियर पुन लखनऊ मज ब्रजेंद्र काचरू या नफर रैना साहब रैना साहब मतलब तमो ने अच्छा करो बह मारा ऑल इंडिया कश्मीरी यूथ कॉन्फ्रेंस बह सेक्रेटरी लोकल ज्यादा करान कह तो सो वी शुड डू इट
राइट
So as far as okay organize and we invited Dr. Agnishekhar या media मज़ाई Dr. ये Mr. CL Kaul जमिस मज़ वारिया नफर बुलाए वैसे तो तम सत मरा अगर ऐसा मोमेंटम ह्यूमल के मतलब ये लोकल नफर तिमन गई रचना अवेयरनेस बे बट गई रचना यूनाइटेड ह्यू की मतलब मेन प्रॉब्लम मरा कि तिमन दोहन वारिया बटाई जो ये तो लखनऊ तो मे गसान बड़ डिस्टर्ब कि दौरान प्लास्टिक बाल्टीन दिवान या टूथपेस्ट दिवान या टूथब्रश दिवान तथ पत आसान मे वो यह लॉन्ग टर्म सोल्यूशन कह सो वी यूज टू मीट विद दिस कल्याण सिंह या कलराज मिश्र नफर तिमन दोन अपोजिशन मज तिमन सो वी यूज टू मीट हम ये करेंगे वो करेंगे एनीवे होप पत मरा युथी कॉन्फ्रेंस कर इट वाज वेरी सक्सेसफुल कॉन्फ्रेंस डॉक्टर अग्निशेखर राव एंड ही स्पोक वेरी वेल मतलब दैट वाज माय फर्स्ट इंट्रोडक्शन टू हिम बट तम पत मरा वी डिड लॉट ऑफ कैंपेनिंग विद द मीडिया तम सत गो मीडिया मज गई ना जान पहचान गई पत मरा कर विच वाज अ बिग थिंग दोज डेज I personally requested Hindi paper, newspaper. Main अखबार लखनऊ दैनिक जागरण जागरण एडिटर मिसिस मारा शीनियो मी तमोन के बह सोजो टीम जागरण टीम मे अगर जागरण टीम यी तो बाकी अखबार सो तत आज या बे न्यूज़ पेपर
राइट
नजदीक मरा 17 नफर मीडिया करेक्ट मरा कर टिकट खत ट्रेन मज मरा वो जो मे वो मे तुम गो कैंपन मज वो तुम सत्य त्रो तुम कैंपस मज तुम फ्री तुम पृछो पान लूकन क्या हालत राइट सह मरा गो बड़ सक्सेसफुल तिमन दोनों ना इंटरनेट तो ना सेल फोन सोशल मीडिया मरा गई जम्मू मज मरा पन कश्मीर वर्कर तमो नी मरा यम रिपोर्टर स्कूटरन पे तो मोटरसाइकिलन पे वात मरा कैंपन मज मा त्र फ्री यमो मज रिपोर्टर सह जागरण रिपोर्टर तमिस नाव संतोष वाल्मीकि मे वन तो नाव तम याद संतोष वाल्मीकि मरा वो मे वन मे हेल्प जरूरत क्या वो मे नी तो ये टेलीग्राफ ऑफिस मे वो कच्ची छावनी हेरी परेड नश वो मे नी तो तौर यह मरा बैठो मैं स्कूटरस पे वातन तौर मरा खबर क्या मैं आसान फिक्री मीडिया क्या करान मरा उसलो घंटे खंड क्या था लेखन टाइप करान टेलेक्स सूज हेड ऑफिस मज मरा गई 3 दोस संडे दैनिक जागरण मज 4 पेज फुल स्प्रेड कलरस मज मरा द्राव तथ मज आर्टिकल तथ आर्टिकल हेडिंग्स में वन याद तथ मरा हेडिंग तथ स्वर्ग के बाशिंदे नर्क में जी रहे हैं
Oh my.
सह अखबार में थोमुत रचित
And
सुमारा मतलब दैट क्रिएटेड अ सेंसेशन
sensation, absolutely.
अच्छा तम सत गई बाकी न्यूज पेपर पे प्रेशर कि अगर जागरण छपो अस पे छपाव
Exactly.
तम सत गई काफी प्रेशर बढ़ो तक लोकल गवर्नमेंटस पे तो गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया पे बिकॉज हिंदी मीडियम मज इंग्लिश मीडियम पन स्टोरी बोजन तमन यप तमन सेदे तम पन्न हिसाब छापान और यमक मेन स्ट्रीम सेंट्रल इंडिया मज हिंदी मीडिया द्राव तम सत मरा मे बासो तम सत पे वारिया फर्क
Absolutely, absolutely. And and I also came to know that tamsat 7 large contingents of media, and used to one with Santosh Valmiki ji.
ये मारा आई मतलब बेसिकली कोर वी गे तम फ्रीडम उसके प्रेस रिलीज गु तुम क्या वनान तुम वो पाने तमो मरा कर पाने इंटरव्यू तम टेंटन मज ग लूकन पृछान तुम कत मतलब तथ क्या फिल्टर विल्टर सो न तिमन कोचिंग कर्म तुम वन इत पाने मारा गई पाने कोर तमो सोरे इंटरव्यू पत ल्यूक हमो जबरदस्त कवरेज आय तथ
Right.
मगर ये संतोष वाल्मीकि मे याद यह बेहनाया मे स्कूटरस पे तो नियो मे सेंट्रल टेलीग्राफ ऑफिस परेड तक ले स्टोरीज
Correct.
सो दोज वर द डेज तिम मतलब संतोष जी वनकन आई जस्ट हर्ड yesterday that he is now a very big journalist with Hindustan Times.
Acha. Great to know
So,
that.
so hopefully I can meet him sometime and thank him in person.
Definitely. And this is I think मैं बसान तोय वनो ये story करूते बयान there must be definitely so many people in the audience mo गणिश लटासी पूछमुत कि तमे साथ यम साथ when there was it was not the age of social media coverage was not a known thing, and तम साथ छु तोय दुनमतस त्रुनमतस मज ये organize करमुत, and युता बोड़ा contingent of Hindi media sources from Lucknow to Jammu to visit different camps in Jammu and Udhampur, which had actually, I should say, brought us in the limelight in those days. When you see media coverage was not a known thing. It is a great contribution.
One thing which I learned was that you think even stick to from Lucknow to Jammu.
Right.
I think you want train Sialda Express.
Sialda.
ऐसे सारी एक्सी कोचस में सारी ऐसी कोटे तो बुच्चों से मन सीधन
अच्छा
नॉर्मली इमच आसान पाने कंपटीशन कि कुछ क्या स्टोरी वही ऐसी बात है कि मैं पाने की ना दोस्ती करने खतर कि आज दीजिए एक्सक्लूसिव स्टोरी के मगर पता इतनी तौर वो इवन मरा गई मतलब सोरी मुश्किल they were so shocked to see the condition. So they forgot about competition cha ya exclusive cha. They said तुम्हारा एक्सीडेंट्स में कसा 100 years में हेडलाइन स्टोरी बना
हेडलाइन स्टोरी ऑब्वियसली
एक्चुअली जागरण एंड आज तिमो छपाए पता सीरीज मतलब ना सोन पांचन दोहन चले तिमन सो स्टोरीज तिमस पता लक ना के इंसिडेंट्स लेखान सो सुचलियो वारस खालस तम सित क्या पता यूस टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया लखनऊ एडिशन ओस इंग्लिश या यूस वर्जन ओस तिमन पे प्रेशर तिमो वन पता है तो अगर सोचो ता क्या जोनो ना तो ये तो बोजाने इसो ना तो वन कत होता है सो तिमन तो पे प्रेशर के मतलब ये हिंदी मीडिया को पर बहुत ऐसे ब्रोट सो ये जेमिस मस तिमन पनिन रिपोर्टर तिमन वत याद कि तो के चुनो ऐसी स्टोरी एक्सक्लूसिव दिवान जारन के को छपो सो देयर वर लॉट ऑफ interesting
but the main thing was that the sensation and that impact was created by that.
Yeah. So that was there.
Dr. Anilji Toichu, then when you left India, you went to US. You played a great role in creating awareness in diaspora. Yus tam saat KP diaspora os tam saat tatmas you have played a very instrumental role in building a community network in the US. तो इवन तो मैं थोड़ा बहुत regarding यम साथ the then KOA president Dr. Suresh Raina when he attended the first Kashmiri Pandit World Conference in 1993 at Sri Fort Auditorium, and then they donated a medical van to Panun Kashmir for helping the poor people. That's मतलब थोड़ा सा because everybody says that you played a very big role in motivating him and making that.
Alma, Dr. Suresh was KOA president, the business was KOA director.
Okay.
So, both of us being from the medical field, when we say, we wanted to help. Let me put it this way. Say, ambulance, patient. So, he took the initiative and he got things done, and finally the ambulance was delivered to Panun Kashmir. I think that I think that was the first KOA donation when Tosya came with a contribution to the community in Jammu. So that was done. But the kya gavta tho, I don't know, but I did not follow up with that. But that was done in the situation with Surejji.
Right, and I'm also curious to know कि यम साथ late Jagan Kaul ji, इसमें Rakesh Kaul senior, you also invited Dr. Agni Shekhar in capacity of convener Panun Kashmir to address the prestigious Asia Society New York. ये तो Senator Frank Pallone also you made him to chair that India caucus, where again the objective was कि somehow to get that Kashmiri Pandit issue highlighted. So, किस पड़े हो तुम जिस जहनस में तमसा किस पड़ करो तो इसलिए
Shmura Frank Pallone, US chairman of India caucus, US Congress response, and a very powerful position that was.
right
US Dilli Ahmed. US Ahmed, Federation of India Chamber of Commerce invitations, but US Fiki auditorium speech. But also coincidentally yet. Mekorim staff contact me say ya san me rulta. One of the case provide to you. Misit Maravos, I think Kamalji Haq, and I know for sure Ramesh Manvati ji was. इस मरा गए फिकी ऑडिटोरियम मिस मेल आज पर खबर मेल मा 2 मिनट मीटिंग खत्म करित ए मरा व्हिच इज बुसामा कसम ये मरा तो मीटिंग इथे पठे इधर इथे पढ़ने बार आइस मेल
अच्छा मेल ने आउट ऑफ वे
इंट्रो ऑफिशियल मीटिंग तो इथे पढ़ो इधर नेवर मेल ने खतर एंड करन का था इसी तो उन्ने इथे क्या छु so he has been a supporter of Kashmiri Pandits right from day one. And I have met him recently last year actually COVID hospitals Congress I think Hall was Congress, I think Washington DC. And he recognized me. And Athaskar thought the side as Nunas how are my Kashmiri Pandit brothers doing? No, sir, Karana, we are just hanging on. You are a very resilient community. Doyu Mara Vonam, which was, I don't know whether I should say this, but Vonamara, you are the biggest victims of Government of India.
Achha.
So those are the two things which he said, but he is not associated with the India caucus anymore, but he is still a congressman. But he was very supportive, and Asmara Agniji was gracious enough to accept the invitation, and he came and he stayed in Minnesota with me. Padmaraga we went to Washington DC, and I think Bill Congressman Suitan and Dr. Jagan Kaul also, JB Kaul, and So we had a good presentation. मतलब इशा आसान हो unless it's one pan story, we should not assume कि ये मेरा पाने पता लजमस.
Absolutely, बिल्कुल सही कहा.
So Dr. Chaudhary to Samut, Dr. Chaudhary also accompanied with us. Tambrot Mara, Dr. Nishekar and myself, we met Professor Schwartz. He was University of Minnesota's geography professor.
Okay.
He had come up with this plan in association with some Farooq Atwari and at that group. Imamara's plan, Mohammed Kashir, solution, final solution of Kashmir. So we met with him and we basically Wonuski, what is possible, what is not possible. You should oppose, you should oppose. We just clarified certain things. We met him in his office and he was very nice. But one big thing happened after that. There was a तौर फिक्री रहते या था ये पानी proposal दिवान चुस्के solution सुना चुने मतलब button उन चुने आत्मस कुछ जाए ना मतलब mention किया. So after that, what happened, whether it was a coincidence or not, he backed off. He plan he was not that active in promoting that.
Right.
But then we also went to United Nations. I think Dr. Agnishekar was with me, and we went and we had a protest outside United Nations. And that pattern, I think we went to KOA camp to Osmandon. So we went to KOA camp in Connecticut, I think place called Moodus. So we did our bit. Let's say awareness, but Asia Society was that was a big thing. There were a lot of supporters. Dr. Nirmal Mattuos, New York, he supported us. Some people were in the front, some people were in the back, but a lot of community support was there.
A lot of community support. Right. बुमारा चीज से तुहंद मतलब ध्यान यात कुन आकर्षण करन कैसे ये अक सवाल छ बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट सवाल एंड ये ते मैं गेस्ट आई यात शोस बट आई आस्क दिस क्वेश्चन टू ईच एंड एवरी गेस्ट सो आई वुड डेफिनेटली वांट यू टू एनलाइटन मी एंड टू द ऑडियंस सवाल छ कि हाउ इंपॉर्टेंट इज इट इन दिस करंट सिनेरियो या सिचुएशन में वकस छ टू प्रिजर्व आवर लैंग्वेज कशर पर कत करन आवर कल्चर एंड ट्रेडिशन अत पर वन तो थोड़ा सा व्हाट डू यू थिंक ऑन
Himalay ji, अगर बह अख बेदफी कर बनो अख चीज यम सन शुर कशीर नेबर मतलब इंडिया नेबर तिमन मरा छु ज्यादा कशुर कल्चरुक ख्याल या मतलब बह हेको एग्जांपल दित मतलब तिम छु ज्यादा या इवन अच्छा मतलब ये कह रावान पे तमुक वैल्यू तरह फिक्री
बिल्कुल सही
मज बोसान वेद भारती तो युवानी या वेस्टर्न म्यूजिक बोसान पे यु सह रो सोरे रो पे पे बत याद यह कुदरती कत तोतान तरह फिक्री वैल्यू तमुक.
No, that's right.
So I think there are a lot of efforts. I think Dr. Raina is doing a phenomenal job in preserving Kashmiri language.
Absolutely.
So I think we have to use the modern tools in preserving those things. So I think मैं बासान मैं पन्नी हिसाब से बासान के मतलब डायस्पोरास मज नेब्र ये अमेरिका मज या कनाडा मज या ऑस्ट्रेलिया मज तिम ज्यादा मतलब ना अवेयर कि कल्चर प्रिजर्व थवन.
राइट ऐसे ज्योग्राफी में परान कि द हायर यू गो द कूलर इट इज मुझे बसा द फर्दर यू गो द मोर क्लोजर यू कम.
Yeah, I think that is true. I think in a way that is true. I think but the actually में बासान ना what we have lost that all आसान.
Right.
मतलब चाहे कुत गसो तो पत्र ओलिस में वापस में so all छुनो मानी.
Yes.
So that is why the culture is preserved. मतलब ब्रोट तो नबर गसान लूक ब्रोट तो दिल्ली मज या जम्मूस मज या अमेरिकास मज लूक गसान मगर तो पता वापस गसन श्रीनगर या वर्मो या सोपोर गसन मतलब वाट सो पता सो ओला सो गड़ पन सो बिखरियो सो तम किन ये परेशानी कि कल्चर गोस बिखरुन
culture. Right. Marash Yasan, I also want this कि तोई वनियो अस अथ मुतलक तो थोड़ा बहुत कैसे I know many people don't know this. यम वुनकनस वुचान आसन तोय आसन बोजान युस कन्हैयालाल जी कोल जी कन्हैयालाल कोल सर्व USS मज you were instrumental and you actually motivated him, you know, and JB Cole Saab also to start a primary school in Udhampur. So idea kit put out in this and
no
education is
no Namara, I think I'll have to correct it. The same. I did not motivate anybody. मतलब मोकर पानी हिसाब.
right.
JB was a phenomenal social worker. I think he wanted to do something in memory of his son Rishi. So that is how it started.
Right.
Kanayal Lalji, मतलब he was also a wonderful person. मतलब also मतलब I had यम दशवे America they had been in America for 3-5 years already. Bosses no Ahmed memorize मतलब so Rishi Memorial School is Shuruga with the that was much earlier. Yes, JB's wife Veena ji is my Masi. So I have been in touch with her about this no matter how to help the community. So those things have been we have been doing. But to say that I was instrumental in sort of that would not be correct.
It was a team effort, I should say.
Yeah,
Like.
it was yes.
बेवन तो मैं मरा डॉक्टर अनिल जी मैं वन तो कि तो क्या शो बासा आज किस करंट सिचुएशन यथ मज कोता इम्पोर्टेंट हाउ इम्पोर्टेंट इज इट for state of India to recognize our genocide officially. Guys, recently Kashmir Files was there that amplified our exodus, pain, genocide, everything. But still, as on date, someone use genocide button on the each win the officially it has not been recognized by state. However, it's a known fact that Hindustan is signatory to the Genocide Convention of United Nations. तो क्या शुभ आसान कि as a community कुता पज़ focus at part करूँ that we push state to officially recognize it.
Shmara, it's never going to happen. Let me be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it will reflect poorly on the Indian state.
That's correct.
Youth, we have been fighting for a number of years. Forget genocide, even IDP.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you an example. Bumara was when I was in Iraq, so I got very close to because I was State Department employee. So I State Department
Correct.
Bumara is one of the main story, but the Shamas Bata Asan Kama generally Kata Samata. That was Iraq as well. So one got Kamu Yasankaran.
Correct.
Shamas Subas Bata Sankan.
बिल्कुल
But that's Pasanya Chakatu Godas one Shagasan Kabuchi.
अच्छा ओके appearance
Osman Basa immerse Patos Bumana Kashir, Yunus Masama issue Kashur Musliman.
मुसलमान
Patuti Buna Chato, there are Hindus also in Kashmir, no, yes, Hindu Hind. So Pani story to Bananosis. Humorize directly. But I should share some things with you.
definitely
You must be directly Banaka. Why are you not declared as IDPs?
okay
Internally displaced people. The international community can help. Problem Arache, we cannot because internally displaced people has to be acknowledged by the state.
mm-hmm.
International community
Okay.
while the government of India acknowledge Karn.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody else can do it. Acha, why let me share some things with you.
Sure.
International community can intervene if you are a refugee.
Okay.
Definition of a refugee is if you cross international border.
Border.
Okay. अगर अस पाकिस्तान गसो then we have been refugees. अस border तो कशीर में पाकिस्तान योत या चाइना गसो.
Absolutely.
वहाँ अगर क्या this is just a I'm just thinking loudly. अगर वह for example कहाँ गए से नेपाल, then technically you are a refugee because you have crossed international border. Now you can claim a refugee status.
Status.
That's much the government of India. I think yes, they can pressurize Nepal ki you can help ya you can, but those are the scenarios. So IDP या genocide, government of India is never going to acknowledge it.
Right.
No matter how much I have seen it,
That's
international forum पर
a realistic answer that you are giving. And Bhumaresh, in light of that, what you just said, as a Kashmiri Pandit community, if let us say the chances of getting this recognized is meek by the state, then what are the expectations for our survival in future? What should we be doing? So on roadmap.
I'll give you an example. I shouldn't nuisance value की इसमें वो तो सड़क पर कहीं नहीं चलानी या सड़क करो बंद. हालांकि there was one example, I think it was in Udhampur. I think it was Udhampur was. तक मारा गए कहते हैं प्रॉब्लम तो मतलब इमर्ज डीसीएस पीसीएस का सारे से मतलब नथिंग तक सब बोझा कहीं.
Right.
एक दो मारा का हाईवे बंद, हाईवे पर भीड़ धरना दीजिए. कि मिस्टर आप जोश थे वो पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद. तो ता यूज पुलिस बोलते छप के खड़ा है एकदम मारा गई तो हरकत. You will not believe it. Government of India Home Secretary flew in a BSF plane. तो ज़ारा पार कहीं बुलाए लगो ये मत वो इनको. Okay. इसमें कश्मीर में से मुश्किल. When I was in SP college, that was ये का सार मतलब exam से postpone करें. Regal चौकस में नहीं रहो गरीब पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद एकदम ये मतलब chancellor क्या अच्छा सर ये बात है कि बुलाए लगो छप करते हो क्या गए इसमें exam से postpone करो. हालांकि it had that ना अगर तो हिंदुस्तान जिंदा बनो तब बुजुर्ग को हुई.
That was absolutely.
Okay. So those were the realities, and I think government of India has realized you much educated community you mustn't settle the. But I have had conversation with senior BJP officials, even Congress वालों से. तुम जो आप पढ़े लिखी कम्युनिटी है आपको क्या चाहिए? मोकलो तनाज़. तिमोनस priority 370 shutdown auto. ऐसे पेवा फरक ना फेरा फरक that is not.
That is second.
So someone मतलब Panun Karun the corrupt. That is not a problem. But I think we as a community don't exist in their policy issues. या क्या मतलब we don't matter.
इसलिए जो ये सवाल ये तक ये मतलब this gives rise to this question कि तेल क्या as a community you spread across the globe, what should be our strategy कि somehow we can put pressure on the state कि तो क्या शुभ आसान क्या पजे तेल कारण so that our voices are.
Balaji, let me ask you itself, how can we pressurize state of India? Let me be honest with you. A college खड़ा करिए.
Right.
Okay. मतलब हर कोई नहीं मतलब तो नहीं तो दुनिया में कहाँ थी यूनिवर्सिटी या इंडिया में कहाँ थी यूनिवर्सिटी. जान एडवाइजर वाइस चांसलर तो डीन तो प्रिंसिपल तो मगर पनुन कॉलेज ता हेकु ऐसे सब बोले.
It's a very important point is the
मतलब शारदा यूनिवर्सिटी छे तो बनेमस ता दिल्ली मगर अस क्या बनानो शारदा यूनिवर्सिटी. We are good. Let me put it this way: we are good as individuals. As advisors, we are good. As a community, unfortunately, we are not collective. That's an unfortunate truth.
Right.
I think what we can expect is मतलब वही है ये ना मतलब गवर्नमेंट अभी जो ना वापस गए तो गसों को तिचना आईडी.
Absolutely.
So if solution has to be found, then Panun Kashmir is a realistic solution. मतलब north and east of river Vetasta, that is मतलब somebody says मतलब उत्तराखंड बनो, तेलंगाना बनो, मतलब बसान मतलब बे स्टेट में बना. But why not?
Why not?
But they will not.
Absolutely.
Mamaşit rahat मतलब मतलब वारियानोस होप कि बीजेपी ये तो सके.
So correct.
मतलब I think unless we keep on मतलब but having said that, I think Panun Kashmir ये मतलब ना चाहे तो Windows Panun Kashmir, Windows Homeland, Windows whatever you want to call it, that is the only मतलब ना solution. Otherwise मतलब नक्शे मतलब pani जाए सही भी. Individually we are prospering.
Correct.
But collectively as a community we are not.
Because in the light of your recent target killings गए इफरता वुचो कि वन कशीर मज राहुल भट्ट बिंद्रू साहब यम तते येत फट यम एम्प्लॉयज तौर गए for their economic needs यम तते रोजान ٲسۍ. So no one was stand. Recently we know आव अख उधमपुर अख laborer आव मारने.
Yeah.
Situation was, I think मे छ बासा इफरता वनो कि the separate homeland, whatever nomenclature we use, is the only way out. तो यह कुछ साथ बासान कि यम साथ गवर्नमेंट इंडिया इस कशीर मज गसान छ इशन अथ जिहाद वना इच अथ वनान लॉ एंड ऑर्डर सिचुएशन या इच अथ वना क्रॉस बॉर्डर infiltration things या terrorism kind of thing. Even you see deliberately not recognizing it as jihad, which is actually potentially spilling over to other states in India. तो यह बासान कि even they don't have that right comprehension कशीर मज क्या छ गसना या नाम तस्मस
No, they have political compulsions. They have political compulsions. That's why they are not doing it. मतलब ये targeted killings का सान. मतलब I'll share something with you. मतलब March I was in Srinagar.
Right.
And I talked to one of my old friends. He's a senior official in J&K administration. He's a Kashmiri, but he's not a Bata. There was itke halat. One yamde me baisi ki ये CRP wol never के खड़ा छे. He can protect me. One I can talk to the mokum hawala karo.
Correct.
ना terrorist या ये तो नाम तो ये मन use करूँ छे. But we are not feeling safe. The aspect of it. The aspect of it was that I asked the same question. I क्या पेश करूँ?
Correct.
He said yes. So long as you are willing to be a cannon fodder, you will continue to be used as a cannon fodder. अगर आखा ज़ नफर या 5 नफर या 7 नफर तारी या even though ये खुश करे आख ज़ नफर मारन.
Correct.
Unless the community takes the chance and mass goes back and reclaim, yes, that was the Kassan killings.
Correct.
But at least you can stand the ground.
Stand the ground.
So that is the other option. But yeah, north and east of river, that was the concept, and that according to me, that is still feasible.
Absolutely. Dr. Sir, I am running short of time, and I also have at the last I have this audience question and answer session. मे छ सवाल गोडनिक सवाल इवान रवि राजदान जी छ जेम पेट में सवाल करान and he is yim ch toy nish yasan zanun ki as such a veteran and the great activist you are, please give some important message for our today's youth and youngsters.
मतलब message मतलब आसान कि मतलब this capability ki I can advise anybody, but as a Based on my own experience, I think focus on your education. I think agar bache, it was because of her education. अगर मकान तो नहीं है, दुकान तो नहीं है, गाड़ी तो नहीं है, बंगला तो नहीं है, मगर एजुकेशन में हो कहानियत.
Absolutely.
अगर अमेरिका में वो तो या कुछ जाए वो तो it was because of my education, not because of my मकानों से या दुकानों से. So education, focus on education. And never hesitate to ask for guidance or help within your community. मे छ वारियाव कोर्मुत help, वारियाव छ guide कोर्मुत. But never hesitate to ask for guidance
For the help.
or help, because we know that we are a small community, but Mara, we have to help each other.
Correct.
कुछ वक्त छ कुछ simple कथे सितन मतलब ये करा apply कि नहीं ये करा science में कि math में ये करा कि simple things.
For basic counseling, for basic counseling.
Don't hesitate to ask. And the last thing, which is very important, is don't lose touch with your culture.
Absolutely.
Because mother tongue, you should never lose that language.
The language. Absolutely. Doim sawal mara chus bhayasan. It's coming from Swati, from Jagti in Jammu. Swati Pandita. Yimchi asan prashn to hai ki there are some people who, oppose Panun Kashmir, demand of Panun Kashmir, calling it a communal demand, saying what's the difference between Hurriyat and Panun Kashmir. How would you like to react to those people?
No, according to me, I'm not saying that Panun Kashmir should be exclusively a domain of Hindu and Hundu guys also. Particular community on the also. I'm not saying that. That's why Uttarakhand, Jharkhand, these smaller states are there.
Correct.
They are not exclusively Hindus or Muslims or whatever it is. So I'm just saying that we should have our own area. For example, we say north and east of river Jhelum, Anantnag, that area is there, very Nag. That Rozan Musliman, that's not what I'm talking about. So I'm not talking about communal.
Correct.
But just give us a place where we can settle down and I'll be the first person to go back.
Great message.
So that is not a point.
Dr. Saab, last question I will take from, this is coming from Mohit. Mohit do you think that Kashmiri Pandit diaspora spread across the globe is actively working on highlighting the Kashmiri Pandit cause? Because you have been a very part and parcel of this diaspora. How do you react to this question?
You want an honest answer?
Yeah, definitely.
I think we could have done much more. Okay. We get bogged down which cultural organization politics.
Correct.
So we get bogged down into that. I don't see a difference between culture and politics.
I think I want to last is very important. Please elaborate on this little bit. Because this सवाल is culture and
no. I'm just saying that अगर तो politics करियो तो culture का दिबाई छूता है. If you don't go to your congressman or your senator or whosoever it is to explain your position, culture तो नहीं बात खेला से माँ बाई था.
Right.
Let's be honest about it.
That's true.
अगर तो एक कात परें करियो तो उसका कुछ तो नहीं.
उसका.
अगर तो ये बना चुके आओ ना इस करो ये करो इस करो हेरत बनाओ ये करो मगर पॉलिटिक्स कर जो तेरे बड़ा पॉलिटिक्स कुछ करे that is how I look at things. That's why I said we could have done much more. There are some, I would call them firebrand activists in the US. Tim to chika pata na disappoint ke ta yaar maine
Larger support.
that is unfortunate. I think the other thing which I have found, we have to accept our leadership,
Correct.
accept and respect our leadership. If we trust somebody, trust them fully. Let them lead. Rachana ch broad pakan ka te mich pit ki asan lamnos with soidi.
Right.
So those are the things which have disappointed to some extent. I think you see question was Mohijun. I think that's one of the reasons why we have not been able to sort of do what we could have done.
Correct.
I am also guilty of it. Initially, I had bosses just America Amtui. So, मैं वो लोग के वाशिंगटन डीसी में जो कॉन्फ्रेंस जगमोहन शामत तद कैसे पन कश्मीर रिप्रेजेंटेटिव हमारा वो लोग मेरसन छुट्टी थे उसने में की नहीं उसने मतलब जोश उस चुत के there was Sunil ji Fatedar was Houston was Razan sahab was sort of was Moza sahab was मैं उससे गाड़ी से तकान चला गई मगर ड्राइव करित मरा गई ह्यूस्टन पेट्रोल वाशिंगटन डीसी 54 घंटे मारा मास हुए थे स्टोर अटैंड कॉन्फ्रेंस तो पता है वापस तो संदर्भ तो सुबह गोस में ड्यूटी पर भी वापस
Such was
त्योस जज्बत मंदोन पता ये ले वुचान च सोरे यता एक्चुअली गोइंग बिथ पकन गोल पच सरी पनी कायम लगान ये चोर नफर ब्रोड पकन बे चोर लगनक बिथ ये पता वुची का सरी मतलब so I think that is a problem.
Masan, I will have to accommodate one last question. Rakesh ji has texted me this 2-3 times. So Rakesh Raina ji chu Ghaziabad pet yim chi asan pusun. Do you realistically see hope for our future and think that there can be a recognition of our political movement in the times to come?
Absolutely. This world lives on hope. Hope, you should never leave hope. I am not, yes, I was active till about 96, 97, maybe 98 or so. But I have not given up hope. I may not be doing it that actively, but we have to live with the hope. Because I think if we keep on, maybe not in our generation, maybe the future generation, next generation. But example, the one violent is Juvan Kushuchu, Jews.
Jews and Kunuch.
They also went through, but again, Jewish community is the most affluent community.
Absolutely.
But we should also look at the positives of our community after Exodus.
Right.
After Exodus, I feel so proud when I Mr. Kaul is heading this group. Yeah, he's a CEO. Yeah, Mr. Raina is. There are so many of them.
Absolutely.
So I think if we look at the positive side of it, a lot of our younger generation, they are going into different fields.
Right.
हर कोई फील्ड में no professionals and doing very well. So don't lose hope. I think we have to encourage those thought process and not lose hope.
Okay.
Again, I keep on saying seek guidance, seek help, seek mentorship. That's all we can do. We can help in that ways.
Absolutely.
I hope I answered his question.
Definitely, Mara, definitely. And I think, and on that positive note, we should never lose hope and we should keep on working towards the goal. I want to thank you, sir, for coming on the show. It was absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Balaji. Thank you. It was nice meeting you.
Definitely, and I would hope that in future days to come, you come more often and keep inspiring us, guiding us, enlightening us.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. Namaskar, Urzu, with you ijazat, and I will see you on the next
Achwa.
episode of the Homeland show. Totan diye ijazat.